You're probably wondering, are you holding the right coins in your portfolio right now? After Monday's significant bear trap dip towards the downside, we've seen significant recoveries in certain cryptos. But I bet not all the coins you're holding recovered strongly, because they certainly didn't for me. In this video, I'm going to explain whether or not we should be cutting out those coins that aren't performing so well, and how to replace coins that we've sold to buy new ones. Hit the like button. This is a really important video. Now guys, as I've alluded to, it seems that what happened in the markets on Monday was a bit of a shock to the system for many of us holding different cryptos and different altcoins. But if you paid attention to much of the data and news out there, then you would have realized that central banks around the world, including the People's Bank of China, the Federal Reserve, the US, the Bank of Japan, and others, basically came up with an idea of how to weaken the dollar in order to stimulate growth in other economies around the world, which is essential for growth in these markets. And that's why this dump is more than likely over and we're about to head higher. But as we look into this post from Alex Wasey over on Twitter, you'll see that certain altcoins out there have been performing incredibly strongly while others haven't really been doing much at all. For example, in the elites, we've seen Solana pumping over 34% from recent lows, with Ethereum only up 14.6%. In the layer ones, we've seen Casper returning up 31%, with the likes of Atom only managing to bounce 18%, which is key because we've seen significant sell-offs in many coins. In AI, we saw Tau Potenza pumping 43%, with the likes of Fetch AI only recovering 23%. And all across the board, we're seeing certain coins performing incredibly strongly in this period of time, while others just aren't. And I know that that's probably left you, as well as it's left me, with the question, should I be getting rid of those coins that didn't perform very strongly recently and replacing them with coins that are looking much stronger? Well, this is a very important question and one that needs to be addressed, because otherwise we can be left holding bags that will underperform during this crypto market, when really we should have cut the losers and gone for some of the stronger coins. And you know what? It's time for another little psychology lesson about something called the sunk cost fallacy. Now, the sunk cost fallacy is a big problem for us. It's something that stops us quitting hobbies and things that we really don't enjoy. It stops us from leaving relationships we're not fully invested in, as well as sticking in jobs for years that we hate. And it's all to do with the fact that we've invested a lot of time and effort and perhaps money that we then decide that we don't want to get rid of it because obviously we've invested all that time and effort and money into it. And this is a major problem because, like this image, we hold on to things that don't really serve their purpose anymore. And here's a bit of an example of where this might come into play. Now, particularly with the world of meme coins, where we often hear about meme coins and they're the next best thing, and then just after a few months or so, they've completely disintegrated and they've gone incredibly low. Now, in my VIP members group, I've seen a number of people talking about a particular coin, and we'll be opening up that VIP members group again later on next week when I cover it in a live stream. So if you want to get involved, so make sure you've got the notification bells turned on, as well as subscribing if you want to catch that live stream, as well as to understand how to get into that VIP group. Now, this is a coin that was brought up in the VIP group a while ago by one of the members. And since the launch of this coin, it's seen a pretty aggressive sell-off. And I've seen people in the group saying, well, I've already bought into this coin. I put a lot of money into it. Hopefully it can recover. And this isn't true for just this coin. There's a number of different coins out there that people have this feeling towards, some of which I'm sure that you're holding in your bags right now. And whilst I know it's painful to sell at a loss and you've been told that you shouldn't be selling the dips, here's the truth of it. Some coins out there are very unlikely to see significant recovery. Meanwhile, other coins around you have been sold off aggressively as well, but are showing incredible signs of recovery. For example, you've got Solana, which is like a top 5 crypto coin that's seen a 38% recovery in just the last few days. We saw Ondo Finance dump all the way down and then see a recovery of around 50%. AIOZ is now 50% up from where it was on Monday, and at one point was 67% up from where it was on Monday. Therefore, if you're being truly honest with yourself, you're probably holding on to some coins that are, in fact, actually dead coins. And that means this: even if you put in $500 and that $500 went all the way down to being worth $50, then unless that coin is shown significant chances of recovery, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment, how to identify what they are, then you are probably better off taking the $50 that's left in that investment out and putting that $50 back into a coin that's already showing signs of recovery. Because if your $50 you got into AOS, you could have seen 50%, you'd now be up at $75, and you would be on the road to recovery, while that coin may well never recover. Now, this is an extremely tricky and difficult situation, and whilst I've talked about certain coins being probably dead coins, there are probably coins that you're holding that still haven't performed particularly strongly recently that will likely have their time in the future. But I think, to be honest, there's one narrative and one narrative alone where you're actually likely to see dead coins becoming a thing right now, rather than in some other narratives. And the reason it's within the narrative of meme coins is because there is literally so many meme coins being launched on a daily basis, and meme coins need to be propped up by one one thing and one thing alone, and that being community, it's very difficult for a dead meme coin to see any sort of recovery because there's very few catalysts other than people moving back into the space and suddenly rediscovering it that are going to bring it back to life. And by no means does that mean that you have to leave the meme coin space entirely, because if you go over to coingecko.com and you search for categories and then you see the top gainers in the last 24 hours, you will see that it is actually some of the meme coin categories that have been performing the strongest. Now at the top you can see you've got Solana meme coins, we've got cat themed meme coins and others. Now I'm not saying that you must dive straight in and buy meme coins right now. I'm simply suggesting that if you're in meme coins that are literally dying in terms of volume every single day and haven't shown any signs of volatility increasing towards the upside at literally any point over the last 2 to 3 months, then you're probably better off taking those funds and investing them back into a meme coin that is showing that it will see significant growth into the future. Just for example, like Dog with Hat, which has seen a boom of around 60% in just the last couple of days since that recent sell-off. And why is that? Well, because it's on Solana. It's a top meme coin on Solana. And when Solana starts to boom, so does its ecosystem underneath. And this is basically Solana compared with the likes of AVAX, Near Protocol, and others. And look at the price recovery that it saw in such a short space of time compared to all the others. Therefore, if you had your $500 that's now worth $50 and you put it back into the likes of WIF, which more than likely is going to recover back to all-time highs at some point, there's a good chance that you can recoup the loss that you saw on that dead coin before without going down with that ship until that coin is pretty much worth zero. Now, I'm not singling out this particular meme coin. There are lots of meme coins that have very similar charts to this and will likely see a very similar course of action. And you might be like, well, yeah, but this meme coin has something else going on with it and it's going to see the recovery in time. That might be true, but according to this 7-day chart, it's not showing any signs of any recovery happening right now. And therefore, if we want to play a game of probabilities, it's probably better off moving funds into coins that are showing signs of growth from the last couple of days. Now, it's really important to touch on this. There is particular narratives that I think are going to have strong growth during this bull market that maybe aren't showing significant signs of growth in the last couple of days. And that's probably within the DeFi ecosystem, as well as some other narratives that will have that time that just aren't really showing much strength right this second. And that might be, for example, on coins like HBAR. HBAR is an incredibly popular coin, but just hasn't really kind of managed to get much excitement flowing into it just yet. I do think that that's because we are early in a crypto bull market, and while we have seen a surge in the likes of AI coins and meme coins over the last few months or so, it's kind of given us a bit of a false idea of where we are. We're still very much early in a bull market, with Bitcoin dominance still surging towards the upside, and I do think that DeFi will see some strength coming in. So yes, HBAR has recovered a little bit, up around 16% from recent dips. But where HBAR and other major DeFi coins fit into, compared to like dead coin meme coins, is that coins like this have utility. And this utility means that when certain events unfold, like BlackRock partnering with HBAR, means that HBAR can go up 186% in literally a single day. And this kind of volatility that we're seeing over periods of time, despite kind of recent slowdown in activity, tell me that coins like HBAR, like Quant, like XLM, like a bunch of other reputable DeFi tokens still could see significant upside. So I'm not telling you that you should be going selling coins like this if you've already got significant conviction in them, because if you've done your research and you understand exactly what these coins are promising and what they're likely to deliver in the future, then they are perhaps showing enough sort of volatility for you down here to consider that they're not dead coins and that they will have stronger periods in the future. But it's evident if you look across the charts that some coins are just performing incredibly strongly, and if you understand now why they're performing strongly, then you may have a chance still to be able to get into them. Because if you don't rip the band-aid off right now and start to get rid of your dead coins and move the funds into coins that are performing stronger, you're going to end up taking money from dead coins that have literally not performed at all, and then aping in late to coins like Octo Gaming, by which point Octo Gaming would have already been up like 300-400%, maybe even more. And just as an example, Octo Gaming, after that recent dip, pumped up around 113%. And I talked about this coin in a previous video I made when we were buying it all the way down here because we saw large whales accumulating this particular token down in this area. And I think maybe tomorrow I will make a gaming video talking about some of the most exciting upcoming games with undervalued projects such as Octo Gaming that I think are going to have incredibly strong bull markets. Gaming is another one that, much like DeFi, hasn't really had its run yet, but that doesn't mean that a lot of these projects won't perform well if the utility is good, the partnerships are reputable, and the game itself is actually attracting users. Now, if you find yourself with a bit of extra cash after cutting out those dead coins that felt really difficult, but suddenly after hitting that sell button feels very liberating, then where would you go and focus your attention first? Well, pretty straightforward. You go across to CoinGecko, you can search for categories, and you can see the categories that are performing the strongest in the last sort of 24 hours or so. We can see some of the meme coins, etc. having a good run. But maybe you, like me, prefer to go towards the more utility-heavy tokens. Then you can go down this list and start to find narratives that interest you, narratives that you think are also going to see some good strength going forward. That might be things like SocialFi, or maybe artificial intelligence. You just have to sort by the 24 hours, and we can come down this list and find the likes of Tau Bitenza, one of the most talked about and hyped up coins anywhere when it did a 15x from October up until about Christmas time. Then you can see after the hype died down, it pulled back around 79%, only to see a 70% recovery since Monday. This is a very good indication that this particular coin is likely to have a very good, strong bull market, particularly in the early stages, and gives you the opportunity to make up for some of the losses incurred in some coins that maybe just aren't going to make it. Now, just to reiterate, I'm not saying that you go and sell underperforming coins and buy coins that are booming right now. This is a bit of a dangerous tactic once you kind of higher up in the market. But because we've seen a significant pullback, it's the perfect time to readjust your portfolio and to identify whether those coins that have been underperforming have any potential or any catalyst going forward, any like news announcements, any sort of volatility that could happen to return to be able to drive those coins back up. Because this is probably your last chance to be able to do it, because you can't do it later on when certain coins have already been booming up a few 100% and you just sell at a massive loss and buy into those coins, because that's pretty much what everyone else is going to be doing. So hopefully this is going to allow you to consolidate your portfolio in towards some strong tokens, because remember, we're early. We're going to see a nice bit of growth early on in the next few months, and then following from that, we're going to move into the kind of more degenerate end of the market where we can start to play those more speculative plays again, and where maybe we can catch some of those big growth coins that will be in the early stages of their growth cycle after we've managed to 5 or 6x our portfolio from here. Now, today's video is in partnership with PlayFi, who have a node sale coming up just next week, and I've managed to secure tier 1 nodes, which if you've been in the node game, you'll understand is the best value node that you can get. And if you use the exclusive link down below in the description and use the code HOC on checkout, then you're also going to be able to qualify for a 20% discount on tier 1 nodes. Now, there's only 1,000 nodes that are available for purchase, which is pretty exciting because 20% of the entire market cap is going to be given to nodes as fees for running the nodes. So what is PlayFi and why might I want to purchase a node? PlayFi is a platform that allows you to take various different types of content and turn it into real world data using AI technology. They're backed by the likes of ZK Sync and Polygon. And the PlayFi protocol unlocks Web3 experiences for the likes of gaming, live streaming, and entertainment. They allow you, by using AI, to create different platforms on top of existing content. Those might be things like games and other interactive solutions to make content and content creation more engaging. Not only that, but the AI agents will also extract valuable data that can then be used for analytics, which can then improve gaming and streaming of gaming content. You probably heard a few trigger words on this. The likes of gaming, AI agents are obviously going to see significant growth through this bull market, and given what's going on in the market right now, this could be an extremely exciting opportunity. Now, one thing I really like about this particular node sale over others is that this network can't run without nodes. It means you're an integral part of this whole ecosystem, adding to the decentralization and stability of the network. And if you want to find out more about it and be ready to participate in that node sale that takes place just next week, then make sure you hit the link down below for PlayFi, which is an exclusive link where you'll get 20% discount, also using the code HOC on checkout. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel and you haven't seen my videos before, then you're probably A, wondering to yourself, why haven't I? And B, realizing that if you subscribed, then you'll see it again. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.